In this video, I am going to talk about what fairies are, where fairies are, and start to talk a little bit about how you can work with them in this first of 3 videos about fairies and how you can work with them. Hello and welcome to the Charmed Live channel. This is my channel on metaphysics, mysticism, magic, and the unconditional love of the universe. And I am your host here. My name is Tricia Carr. I am a hypnotherapist, a spiritual teacher, empathic channel, and a fae whisperer. Yes, that's right, a fairy or fae whisperer. So, all of those titles that I just gave you will actually lend themselves to this video topic. What are fairies? What are nature spirits? And you can actually work with them even if you don't believe in them. So, before I get into some of those details, let me invite you to like, subscribe, share, comment, and click the little bell so that you get notifications for when I post more videos. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me by looking for at Tricia Carr Charm. And then, of course, I have a podcast. My podcast that I have been I've had for since 2016. So that's like 6 years, whenever it is that I'm publishing this one. And that's called Charmed Life with Tricia Carr. You'll find also on this YouTube channel, you'll find excerpts of the full-length podcast. So the full-length podcast, usually if I'm having a conversation with someone, might be about an hour. And I'll do video excerpts, little samples of those conversations here on the YouTube channel. And then both on the podcast as well here, I'm doing, solo videos and solo podcasts, much like this one, where I am chatting about different topics that have to do with metaphysics, mysticism, and consciousness expansion. Okay, let's get into our topic. In my one-on-one sessions, let's say I do 3 different kinds of one-on-one sessions. Now, bear with me. There's a reason I'm telling you this. I do just hypnotherapy, but the hypnotherapy often has a lot of healing as well, energy healing. And I do animal communication, which relates to this because communicating with different realms is basically, I guess it's my specialty. It's my passion. It's what I do. And then the session that I call empathic channeling, which is like an intuitive reading, but it's also a soul blueprint channeling. And we also pull through messages. I actually channel with my entire energy, which is why I use the term empathic channeling. I pull through messages and channel information about my clients' soul blueprint, their spiritual guide lineage, and different realms of light and masters, entities, angels, fairies, nature spirits, past loved ones, ancestors, all that kind of stuff that are working with them, their spirit team. And then we also do hypno healing, which is what I call it when it's included in that. And so the reason I'm telling you about this is because I'm going to share with you as examples of fairies, some of the different kinds of fairies who have stepped forward either for me in my own work that I've just come across in nature and in my meditation and self-hypnosis time, but also some who have come through in my client work. Because I will, if my clients are interested in finding out what nature spirits, David's fairies that are working with them, then I will bring through the introduction, how they are coming through to step forward for those clients. Let's talk about what nature spirits, this realm of energy, is. Nature spirits, elementals, fairies, and there's all kinds of words that are associated with these inner dimensions of light and energy. I mean, if you've gotten this far, maybe you do believe or you're interested or you're curious in fairies and, nature spirits. And if you don't, and you don't believe in them and just can't get your mind around it as a real experience, then I'm also going to talk to you about how you can work with them anyway. And the way that you would work with them is through self-hypnosis, hypnotic imagery, which is what we're doing in meditation. So that's what we have in store. But first, let me talk to you a little bit about fairies so we can get some of that delicious stuff going. So I am actually a fae whisperer. That's another term that I kind of brought through spirit to myself, really meaning that I communicate, channel information, energy, messages from really all of the realms. It's to me just like tuning a radio dial. And this can actually be seen in my charts, meaning my human design chart, which I'm a reflector, and also in my gene keys chart. If you're familiar with either one of those, I have gene key 19 in 3 positions, and gene key 19 indicates a facility to be communing and even existing among many different realms. And we all do actually exist among all of the realms, but particularly being tuned into that. It's also about synesthesia, which is where the senses actually overlap and they kind of mirror each other. And that means the physical senses as well as the psychic or spiritual senses. So anyway, that's my perspective. That's where I'm coming from. So the Fae realm, or the realm of nature spirits, it is here. It's just here. It's like all of the energy realms are here, overlaid on top of one another. A kind of image for that is the Russian nesting dolls, where there's a doll inside a doll inside a doll. And that's really what the energy realms are like. As human beings, we are focusing on this third dimension, this material, a certain kind of matter composed of 4 elements. We're focusing on that realm. And yet at the same time, existing within this, like the Russian nesting doll within, and as a shell without, are these other realms and layers of energy. And you actually have access, not just access, but existence on all of these. Which is why I think working with the realms of nature spirits is so beneficial to us. Well, one reason is because working with them actually does help us with our manifestation or materialization, because the realms of nature spirits are working with the 4 physical elements, but they're working with them in a fractalized sense. So we have the element of earth, and the nature spirits that are working with the element of earth are composed energetically of earth and maybe one or two of the other elements. So they're not composed of all 4 of the physical elements, which is why they exist in a different light spectrum or a different density of energy, as opposed to a 3D material. Just in this, you know what, it's really not that far of a grasp, even for a very skeptical mind. I can't see, atoms. You can't see atomic materials. I mean, we can with certain kinds of scientific instruments, but the physical eyes cannot see that. Now, we have the empirical evidence because of the scientific instruments to allow us to be able to see the subatomic and the atomic dimensions. And so we don't have the empirical evidence, meaning it is something that can be verified by science or repeatable. We don't have that kind of evidence for spiritual experiencing, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We also don't have scientific evidence that love is a real thing. But if you have a child, I'll bet you believe that love is a real thing, or if you have just anyone in your life that you love. So this is a suspension of disbelief in that regard, and it is not something that can be imposed over others. I mean, that's what religion tends to try to do dogmatically. This is more for personal, spiritual, inner development for your own experience, yet we can also share with one another. Hi there, I'm really excited to invite you to my brand new subscription portal. It is called Modern Mystic Life Coaching. Extremely high value, extremely affordable, and so very easy. I have partnered with Hey Daily, who is a company who helps me to make it so easy for you. No logins. It is like having a spiritual mentor right in your pocket. I will be delivering to you by your text messenger multimedia content. That means video, audio, and text, and it's easy to keep track of them. And I will be texting texting you on a semi-daily basis so it's not too much texting, but at the same time giving you enough content that you can utilize it every day. Inspirations, contemplations, activations, energy updates, all as Spirit moves us. Now it's only $11.11 a month, $11.11, but I have a special coupon for you at $555.55. That coupon code is in the caption, and I want you to go ahead and go to the link in bio to read all about it. I'm excited to co-create with you, create this resonant container, so check it out. Thanks for listening. I love you. Mwah. Well, like I said, this is the first in a 3-part video series on how to work with nature spirits, the fairy realm, and actually I'm going to get into how you can work with them whether you believe in them or not and the benefit of them, as well as giving you some examples of fairies who have come through in my own work with myself as well as in client sessions. So that's coming up in videos number 2 and 3. Stay tuned for that. Be sure to click that little bell so you get notifications for when I post those videos and many others. Also, please do like, subscribe, share, comment, and make sure that you also check out my podcast, Charmed Life with Tricia Carr. I recently just posted an episode on animal communication and healing. Those who are interested in nature, usually interested in animals. Also, follow me on Instagram. One more reminder about that, and that's at Tricia Carr Charm. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.